Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Again, we have a special edition holiday episode. So, we've actually done 2 holiday edition episodes with you guys. So, we're excited to celebrate yet another holiday with you guys. Happy Turkey Day for those who are celebrating. I'm your host, Kyler.
I'm Gigi.
And so, we are going to talk about what to do when you meet the family for the first time. It can be so nerve-wracking.
This is a huge deal, ladies, okay?
It can be so nerve-wracking meeting the family for the first time. So I completely understand the woes of meeting the family for the first time. What do you wear? What do you cook? What do you bring? Especially for the holiday. So if you've made it, or maybe even your cuffing season partner is inviting you over for Thanksgiving, ding ding, which actually is a really, really, really good sign. So if you're meeting the family for the first time, you know, we're here to help you guys and give you guys all the great tips and tricks of what to do meeting the family and how to impress them on this holiday.
Yeah. So let's start with wardrobe.
Wardrobe.
What to wear. I always think it's good to be beautiful but like not thotty, because you know his family will have his dad and his grandpa and you know men around, so you don't want to be too thotty, but you also want to give life and give shape. So a turtleneck is always something that's conservative. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. It makes you look really skinny. Like Kyler's wearing a black one and with a peephole, which gives a little sex, but it's still very classy. She looks like a wife. And then you have, yes, in the goal. So then another, you know, turtlenecks are always really good to wear because it's like, it gives shape, but it's also classy. And as for like makeup, I believe you should be glam, but like a natural glam. So like the mom and the aunts are like, oh, she wears too much makeup, or da da da. You want to give life, but like a natural life.
Also, if you are someone who's into wearing makeup, I definitely think that lip stains or something, not red lipstick usually, just because clearly you're going to be eating and transferring and getting, that's something like maybe try to think of makeup that you won't have to completely retouch the entire time. Because if you wear red lipstick, that's something that you're going to have to consistently always check up on to see if like you need to reapply, or if you have lipstick on your teeth, and then clearly you're going to be eating in front of people. So I wouldn't suggest that. But as far as articles of clothing, I think dress, if you're going to wear a dress, I think sometimes depending upon the length and the climate of where you live at, I think wearing tights or stockings or flat-footed boots.
Always wear tights. Yes.
I think turtlenecks, and to be honest, you can always kind of, depending on the type of family or the type of personal style you have, like I said, I'm a very much of a glam personality, so I'm wearing something simple, but just because I'm festive, me wearing the super over-the-top earrings is just kind of my special touch, because I'm just, you know, into glam stuff. I think that also you don't necessarily, if you're not a person who really wears makeup, you don't have to like out of nowhere wear makeup. But I do think that, you know, again, you should always show up as the best version of yourself. And, you know, try to look your best in a casual way.
I want to say one thing about makeup. As far as our super glam girls who like can give a full face, sometimes that face is so much when you're in someone else's face like this, you know what I mean? So you don't want to be like over the top when it's just like you're with his grandma, you know what I mean? So you want to give like natural, not natural, but like, you know, when you're just like giving life, you know, when you're just like, you know, so maybe like a little bit like, you know, a little bit down.
I disagree. I feel like if the aunties and the grandmas want to be hating because you have a cake face and that's what you like to serve them face, okay? And maybe aunties and them might ask you how to do their eyebrows, or, you know, they might be asking for makeup tips at the dinner table. If that's something that is a good quality and you know how because, you know, if someone's a makeup artist or you work at MAC, you're not going to dull down. I feel like, girl, go ahead, serve all the glam you want. Just because, grandma, when you see me next week, I'm going to be serving face, because that's what I do. And also with this generation, I feel like a lot of girls like to wear a lot of makeup. So yes, I don't think you should look like a streetwalker, but I do think that if you want to wear a face full of makeup, I say so be it. But G is saying maybe go for a little more of a natural look. Me, I say
because what they're going to say is they're going to be like, because they're going to be hating because you're sickening. They're going to be like, oh, she's only cute because she be wearing makeup. But whatever. It's you. Do what you feel like. You know what I mean? You're going to look gorgeous, whatever.
Our next tip for you guys is how to impress the family is to be engaging. Rule number 1, as soon as you get to the Thanksgiving event or any event where you're meeting family, make sure you always speak to everyone when you enter. Do not walk in someone's house and not say hello. I don't care if you're introverted or not. That is very, very, very important. I think that number 1, numero uno, always speak to people when you say, even if it's just that quick hello everyone, and then that's it. Like, I think that it's very important to make sure that you are respectful when you're going into someone else's house and saying hello. It's very important.
Very. Speak to everyone. Speak to them before they speak to you.
Yes. Even if you got to kind of, pop your head into the kitchen and say hello to the mom. Hey, hi everyone, I'm Kyler. Just a quick thing. Even if they're not being warm to you, still try to engage and be warm. So I know that can be awkward because you might not know anyone else there besides the person who invited you, but try to step outside of your comfort zone and make sure you say hello to everyone in the house. That's rule number 1, speak to everyone. Rule number 2, when someone's asking you about, for those who are introverted, it can be hard to start conversation. I think that when someone is asking you like, oh, what do you do? Try to maybe already practice or know what you're going to say for the generic questions. If someone says like, oh, what do you do? Or what school do you go to? If you already have a job or a school, then insert that there. If you do not go to school or have a job, you should still answer in a productive way. So you can say like, oh, I'm currently
like you're on a job interview. Kind of glam it up. Yeah.
So instead of just saying like, oh, I don't go to school, you can say I'm currently still looking to see what schools I want to apply to. Maybe you can say that. Or you can say I'm still in the process of waiting to hear back for next semester. Whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have a job, maybe you're saying, oh, right now I'm actually, Gia, help me out here. Maybe I am...
I'm actually starting a new company.
I'm starting a new company, or I'm in the process of putting together a new business, or I'm putting together a business plan. Or you could
say, a good thing when you're in between jobs is, I decided to leave one career to start another. And then, they could ask more, or typically they probably won't. But just kind of glam your answers up, but make sure that you answer. You don't want to lie, but you do want to
sound, still be productive. Even if you're still trying to figure things out, you can kind of divulge just a little bit, like, hey, I'm actually still exploring what career I'm really interested in the most, or whatever. But don't just be like, oh, I don't work, or oh, I don't go to school. There's always a better way to try to a little bit curate. And the best way also to get out of those nervous questions is to deflect and ask them the same question. So if you don't know what to say, you can always ask them like, oh, I'm actually still trying to wait to hear back about which school I'm going to go to or apply to. What about you? What area do you, et cetera. You pretty much mirror.
Yeah, but make that what about you kind of sweet. Don't be like, what about, you know what I mean? They might take it. So be like, oh, yeah, so what school, did you go, or something like that. You know what I mean? So like deflecting is always really good. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think mirroring people's questions, always trying to, even if you're not an extroverted person, if you're not an extrovert and you're more introverted, an easy way is just to ask the generic questions back to them, answer, and then kind of, reply and ask them the same thing. I think that's always, but try to be engaging. I think, sometimes it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. So clearly try to not be on your phone as much.
Oh, I was going to say that. Yeah, stay off your phone. That's like so
rule number 3.
I know that's what people do when they're nervous. They kind of just pull out their phone and they're like, but you kind of want to engage the family. I don't know how Kyler feels about this, or you can talk about the guy that you're with or the person that you're with, because obviously that's what you guys have in common. So you could say something like, oh, I don't know, and just talk about something, or
something relative.
People like to talk about themselves.
Yeah,
so engage them. Mm-hmm.
I think that also just talking about things that are relative, like things that are going on in the weather.
Yeah, current event.
a big
Politics,
event,
whatever.
or maybe the game, or sometimes just even talking about the weather. Oh my gosh, it's so cold. Oh my gosh, it's supposed to snow. I mean, it sounds very corny, but sometimes that might be your go-to savior of something that's really easy to just have a conversational piece.
Yeah.
So I think that it's good to engage. Also, if you're sitting around and you're at your person's Thanksgiving, sometimes even if you are horrible in the kitchen, I think that just a gesture of asking, hey, is there anything I can help with, is a good plus check mark.
Ladies, if you want a husband or a man or whatever, it's always good to be in the kitchen pretending to do stuff. Helping out. Just being available.
Setting the table.
Help out. Be busy. Busy yourself. That's a great deflection too. Hey, do you need any help? Busy yourself. Do you need this? Like, make yourself useful.
And most times, I mean, it's a busy day. Either A, if you're as someone who's super organized, then they might say, no, sweetie, go ahead, enjoy, sit down, here, whatever. Or she might say, hey, actually, can you take the cups out? Or can you go get the trash bags? Or whatever or can you cut these carrots up, and then just try to do whatever your assignment is as best as to your ability.
Yeah. And then you can kind of escape a little bit.
Yeah, because then
gather your thoughts for the next.
So then you don't really have to talk to anyone. You can just kind of be busy. And then they'll be like, wow, she was very helpful.
She was very sweet. Very sweet girl. Yeah.
So I think that another good tip is to definitely try to be helpful in whatever way you can. The next tip we have for you guys is always bring something. Even if they say, oh, you don't need to bring anything, I think even if you just, a go-to easy one is to bring a dessert or to bring maybe an apple cider, a bottle of wine, for sure, depending upon their
your age,
their culture or their beliefs. Maybe you can also ask the person who invited you, like, hey, do you think a bottle of wine is appropriate, etc. Because now some households don't drink at all, so that would be something that if they don't, you can always bring apple cider. But if they do drink, then a bottle of wine is perfect.
I don't know about this, but like maybe like a candle.
No,
I don't know, something that's generic. I don't know.
No, I'm saying something that's gonna help is like if they say no, you don't need to bring anything, then just bring a cake. Boom.
Yeah, cake. Yeah, because everyone likes cake.
Everyone likes cake, and you can just bring something very generic like a pound cake. A pound cake with the
even if they throw it away.
Yeah, even if they don't use it, just a pound cake or pie. Or a dessert usually is very easy instead of just trying to bring a dish, I think. Unless you're clearly like a chef or a really great cook.
Yeah, if you're a chef, then make something good. That's always a plus to enhance,
Right. But if cooking is not your strong point, this is not the time to get creative. You wait. Unless you are asked to bring something. But even then, I would stick with a dessert. Because until you really know the family and what their taste buds and what their likes and dislikes, I feel like, or apple pie, pretty much everyone is okay with an apple pie. Just stay here with it, okay? Don't try to venture out and do all of that. No, you stay here with it. You're here with it, okay? So bring a dessert or bring a bottle of wine or a bottle of apple cider. For sure.
Candle.
No, not the candle. And I think also what's tacky is if someone asks you to bring something and you bring cups.
Yeah, don't bring utensils or plates or napkins or soda.
If they ask you to bring something, don't bring soda either. That's very tacky. No, we got ice, we got cups, and we have sodas. I need you to bring something that's actually going to be helpful, like a dessert. Okay? Another rule for you guys is once the dinner has concluded, make sure
you help. Okay.
You help to clean up. At the least, do not leave your plate at the dinner table. Make sure you clean up. Maybe if there's someone, even if it's the cousin that you haven't even spoke to really all night, you say, hey, are you done with that? And you just try to be nice. Because majority of times if there's paper plates or even if they're real plates, you ask and like, hey, anyone else need to throw away their plate or can I take something for you? And then at the end of the day, even if you don't want to, it sucks because no one likes to clean up on Thanksgiving, but you ask. That is very important. I think you should ask again.
I think you should get in the kitchen. Try to be as helpful as possible, and even You know, even this is towards the end of the night, so you can kind of feel the vibe. You know, even if they say no, I say still try to be helpful and in the kitchen, because at the end of the day, no matter how organized somebody is, nobody wants to clean on their own. Yes. And so I think it's very important that, you know, you stay in the kitchen and you try to be as helpful with the family as possible. And that's a way that you can bond with the mom after, or the grandma, or all the women in his family. So I think, or her family, however, but it's important to be helpful.
And even if they don't allow you in the kitchen, there's the small things that you can do. Maybe even just like pushing the chairs in, or, you know, removing some of the stuff that you see them already collecting off of the table. Yeah. Just trying to be helpful like that. Just the small things. Sometimes the small things go a long way. So, because some people have real strict rules about not letting people in their kitchen. So if that's that type of household, then, you know, just try to do the small things where at least cleaning up after yourself. That would be
and
nice.
Also, too, the guy or the person that you came there who's family for, he'll see or she'll see, wow, she's very helpful, or she's very caring, or she's very, she likes to take care of people, which is a quality that most people want in, you know, relationships. So they'll be able to see, oh, wow, she's like, you know, very sweet. So that's always a plus.
Yes.
Only good points come from being helpful in the kitchen. Yeah.
Yes.
And you don't really have to talk to anybody.
And something that we didn't talk about, which is like super old school. I get nervous about doing this, so I'm still not good about it. But sometimes people say that you're supposed to make your man's plate. But if you
I do that. I love it. Yeah.
But sometimes it can be a little tricky, because if you're at the guy's house, or even depending on how close they are with their parents, sometimes people are like, "No, I got it, baby." Like, no, you know, the mom wants to make his own plate for them.
My mom would definitely make my brother's plate.
So that can be kind of tricky, but sometimes you might
but
even
if
ask,
you know, if it's that vibe and mom is like in the kitchen and you make the plate, she could see that as, oh, okay, like my man's getting taken care of, or, you know, I think it's good. I always make plates. I think it's sweet.
And the second thing, or if you don't make the initial plate, maybe after everyone's eating and then you see that everyone's now going for seconds, maybe that's when you can say like, hey, you know, so-and-so, would you like something else from the kitchen? You know, maybe I'm going to go get another soda. Maybe asking if you can bring something else for anybody else from the kitchen, or whatever.
Anytime you get up, ask it. Do you guys need anything? You guys need anything? Okay.
Right. So just being super sweet, and really, to be honest, just try to be, as Gia is saying, be as helpful as possible. I think that is a great tip to impress the family. I think that anybody is helpful. I think everybody loves a helpful person. Yeah. Not overbearing, but helpful is just genuinely a nice thing, a nice quality to have when you're meeting someone's family. I think is really good. And at the dinner table, try not to be on your phone, specifically at the dinner table. I think that's very rude, especially at Thanksgiving. Now, if you're in there and everybody is showing stuff on their phones and they're very relaxed, then yes. But don't have your phone ringing at the dinner table, stuff like that. So I think that's very important.
That's a big pet peeve for me. I just would say, engage with the family. Really kind of put your phone away and kind of really engage with your significant other, or engage with the family. Just kind of engage in the vibe.
And our last rule for you guys, which is pretty much back to the first rule, is when you're leaving, make sure you say goodbye to everyone. Even if it's just a general, hey everybody, nice meeting you guys, and it's just that, don't slip out the back door. Or even if he's kind of being rude, because, you know, sometimes the person can kind of be rude to their family because they know them, so they might not have the, oh, let me go say bye to everyone. Even if the other person's rushing to leave, you can say, oh, wait a second, let me say goodbye to everyone. I think that's important too, because they might not be thinking about leaving a first impression because that's their family. So I think it's very important to also make sure you say your hellos and your goodbyes when you're leaving. So I think that those are really good tips for you guys about how to impress the family. How could you not like a girl who's helpful, polite, and stays off her phone and dresses nicely for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, and she's gorgeous and sweet and snatched,
and she brings dessert.
You are in the game.
I think that's a dynamic woman, and if you guys did all those things, I'd date you. I'd bring you to my Thanksgiving.
I would too. I think these tips are great.
If you guys have any extra tips to tell us, let us know here. If you disagree with any of our tips or you think we can do them better or we forgot something, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Like this video, subscribe for Thanksgiving. We just want
And also, good luck to any people that are going and meeting the family for the first time. Good luck to you guys. This is amazing. I'm so excited for you.
This is your season, sis. Go get them. This is your season, guys. Okay? We are so thankful for you guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, we love you guys. Love you. We love the love. We love the hate. So what do you have for us?